Hi everyone, so what I want to do with this video today is I want to inspire some of you to find a way this summer to earn money with your drone. Now I've had this idea for quite a while, like last year actually. There's a gentleman in our community that has a business and I follow him on Instagram. He follows me as well, and he sells used auto parts for like vintage cars, antique cars. He also sells the cars themselves, and he has a really good Instagram following. He does a good job of promoting like what he has to offer, but I thought it would be cool to create like a 30-second video that he can post on his Instagram to maybe draw in some more, customers. And so I'm gonna give him a call today and see if he wants me to come out there with my drones. I'm gonna take the Mini 3 Pro because it shoots vertically, and this is gonna be a, social media video. And then also I'm gonna take the DJI Air 2S along with the Insta360 Sphere camera because I have an idea that I wanna get with my Air 2S. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't have the balls of an FPV pilot, but I'm going to try to do it with the Air 2S and the Sphere and see if I can make it look like an FPV, video. Just one little section is what I want to do. So I'm not going to charge him for this project because number one, this is sponsored by Insta360. So thank you to them for doing that. And then also, he just seems like a really nice guy. And I think he could use just a little bit of more traffic to kind of drive his business. And so one other thing that I should mention, if you are going to do this, you are in the United States, have to have your FAA Part 107 remote pilot certificate. And I know a lot of businesses do it without having that Part 107, but I have to advise you, if you are going to help a business in any way with a drone, you have to have your Part 107. So let's get things packed up. I'm going to give him a call and see if he's there and if he wants to do something today. And if he is, then hopefully we can make something cool.
Hello, Angry Auto Group.
Hey Walt, how you doing?
Good, good.
Good. Hey, this is Russ calling from 51 Drones. We follow each other on Instagram. Yep. And I was calling to see, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but you got a pretty good following there on Instagram. And I was thinking you could maybe use a little more marketing, something with a little pizzazz.
I could.
Yeah? So you know what I do, obviously. And what I was thinking is I could bring one of my drones out, or maybe a couple of drones, and just get some footage of your property and kind of just find out exactly what you do. And then maybe make just like a short promotional type thing for social media. What do you think?
That'd be pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah? Awesome. Are you in the shop today?
I am.
All right.
It'd be a great day.
Cool. Maybe about 15 minutes, I'll run out there.
Awesome. That'd be excellent. Yes.
All right, cool. So we'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Russ.
Yep, thanks.
Yep. All right.
All right, so he's game. So, like I've seen the area, I've driven by his property and I've seen he's got a lot of cars, like a lot of classic cars. Most of them are torn apart. And so, he parts them out, sells the parts, but he's got some pretty cool looking antique cars there as well. So, so we're gonna put the drones up and see if we can make him a little video. All right, let's head out. Okay, so first I want to show you this. And yes, this is me crashing yet another drone. Now I'll explain how that happened here in just a minute. But as I drove into Walt's area, into his shop here, I realized this guy has a ton of vehicles. He's got about 20 acres of stuff, parts and vehicles that are titled, and just a lot of different things that people all over the world are looking for. So it's a pretty cool place. So we visited for a while. We kind of talked about what what he expected and what I expected. And basically I just told him I wanted to start off with just a really quick social media video, something that he could post on social media and get out there and just see if it got any more clicks for his business. So then I showed him my drones. I showed him the Mini 3 Pro, and that I was going to be using that primarily because it shoots vertical and it's great drone, shoots great video. And then I also talked about the Air 2S and how I was going to use the Insta360 Sphere camera, because I had a great idea. I wanted to fly this thing through some windows of a vehicle or through the windshield and then out the back window. And I told him that there's a pretty good chance that I was going to crash it. And as you just saw, I did crash it. And then we just talked about some more areas that I could fly and get some interesting footage. He's got a lot of great vehicles that a lot of people are looking for, but they just don't know that it's out there. So I showed him what the Mini 3 Pro looked like. I flew around. I got as many different clips as I could, different perspectives and different moves. I wanted to have a lot of footage to draw from to make this final project. And then he showed me a few more areas that I could go, we could walk down to, and told me about this Chevy truck that I could fly through with the Air 2S. So I hooked up the Insta360 Sphere. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Air 2S with the Insta360 Sphere camera, and I have a couple of ideas. I'm going to try flying through a vehicle, and I think that footage is going to look pretty cool. And if you don't know what the Sphere is, basically it removes the drone. I can capture everything around, above, and below the drone and record that. And then after the fact, we're going to head into the computer and we're going to edit the footage to make it look like whatever we want. And so we're going to be able to just fly. I'm just going to try to fly through a vehicle, and hopefully I can edit that to make it look like it's FPV footage. But the Sphere is pretty cool. This works with the Air 2 and the Air 2S. And if you haven't seen my tutorial or my initial review on it, I'll put it right up here if you want to click on that, and the video description, so you can kind of see what this is about. So I'm going to see how skilled of a pilot I am here without obstacle avoidance. If you've been with my channel for any amount of time, you know that that obstacle avoidance saves me a lot. So we'll see how this goes. We went down there and I gave it a try. I went straight through that windshield, and as soon as I got into the vehicle, the drone just lifted up. And I think it has to do with the air. Maybe the air pushed it up a little bit, and it went right into that back window and I crashed it. So it didn't hurt the drone, but it did put a couple of scratches on the Insta360 Sphere camera. So I gave up and I put it away, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try one more time, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit differently. All right, so this is what I learned. If you don't get it the first time, you keep trying until you get it, and you can't go slow. You have to go balls to the wall. So I went back down there and I decided to try it again, put it in sport mode, and then you just right through the window and no problem. So I did it a couple times. So I'm going to head home now. I'm going to put all this together. I'm going to put together a little promotional piece for Walt here, and see if we can put something together that kind of gets people pumped up about what you do here, right? Yeah. All right. So thanks a lot, Walt.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can work together some more in the future. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, man. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I edit this clip in the Insta360 Studio app. This is from the Sphere on the Air 2S. And the first thing we need to do is we need to make this vertical. Right now it's 16 by 9, so we're just going to click right here, make it a 9 by 16, and there we go. Next thing we need to do is get rid of the shadow of the drone, and then also we need to get rid of these marks from when I hit the truck the first time and scratch the glass. So we need to just change the perspective here a little bit. So the first thing is to click on this little plus here. That's going to add a keyframe. And then we're going to adjust the distortion control all the way down to 0, because we want this to look as natural as possible. We don't want that fisheye effect. And so there we got rid of the shadow and we got rid of those marks. Now we're going to try to keep the truck in the middle of the frame as we fly through here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll ahead, and as it gets to the truck here, you see a little bit of shadow still of the drone right there on the hood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this down and get that out of the frame. And kind of looks like the camera's pointing up a little bit. So I'm going to add a keyframe right there. And then we're going to go ahead and go through the truck. And we'll go to about, I think, right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this around. We're going to face the back of the truck that we just came through. And I'm going to add a keyframe there. And then we're going to go off to the side here a little bit. We're going to keep that truck in the center. We're going to keyframe it. And then we'll go all the way to the end. Move it over a little more and keyframe it. So let's go back to the beginning and hit the play button. So we go through there and we whip around and come around like that. I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit jerky, a little bit grainy, but we can take care of that when we export it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this. I'm just going to click on that. We're going to name it. We're going to export it, and we're going to export it as ProRes 422. Remove the grain. I'll give it a name. And then what I'm going to do is when I put it into the project, I'm actually going to reverse it. So I'm going to look like we're coming in from the back window and then flip around and show the front of the Chevy. So as you can see, it's really not that hard to edit this. You do have to do it a few times, but editing 360 footage is really easy using the Insta360 Studio app. So as far as editing the rest of the project, all I did was kind of cut up the clips that I took some bird's eye, I took some, parallel shots. I just took all kinds of different shots, and I just cut them together, and I put it to some classic rock music because that's what he likes. And I did nothing fancy with this project. And at the end here, I'm going to show you what, the project is so far. I'm still waiting on a voiceover from him. I'm not sure if we're going to add a voiceover or not. I'm still waiting on some text to put on top of this, but you guys will get the general idea of it. So I'm kind of sad that I wrecked my Sphere because I was really starting to have a lot of fun with that camera. So, but thank you to Insta360 for sponsoring this video. That really helps out Walt. and his business. Hopefully he drives some more traffic to that. And hopefully you guys can kind of get inspired now to like, hey, you know what? There's this business down the road and I really like their products. I really like what they do. Let's give them a call. Let's see if we can make something for them. Or, you know, maybe there's something else in your community that you can help promote. You know, maybe there's a nonprofit that you can help promote or whatever. So, you know, if you have any ideas, put them down in the comments and let's share those things, because maybe some people will get some ideas from your comments and from your ideas, because that's what I like to do on this channel. I like all of us to share with each other. So put that down in the comments. It looks like it's snowing, doesn't it? It's stupid elm tree seeds. Don't ever plant elm trees, you guys. So, but hopefully this helps Walt out, and hopefully it helps you guys out as well. If you got anything of value out of this, click on that thumbs up button. I'm going to put a link for Insta360 down in the description as well. Check them out. They have some awesome products, not just the Sphere, but all kinds of 360 cameras and accessories for that. Also, I'm going to put a link to Walt's Instagram, so if you want to see the final project, once we get it posted, you can watch that as well. I want to thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day, and as always, fly safe and fly smart.